Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Hop Day, I'm Claire Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. I am here with the second segment with Barbara Calvo Damron. Welcome, Barb.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And a lot of it is caring for those, your loved ones, but I also want to talk to you about caring for ourselves as caregivers. Can you share some of the tips that you have over the years, that have helped you through?
Yes, and like I said, more impacted more recently, and understanding is really taking the time for yourself. And as caregivers, and like I said, with the economy the way it is, and families struggling to try and care for that individual and not having a lot of resources, it's important to have a time, I would call it timeout time or downtime, because what we have as a stressor will also reflect on our care for the individual. So taking that time to, if you can find someone to help, take a few hours off your hands to exercise or just to walk or meditate or pray. You have to have your center time. Taking care of yourself nutritionally, eating well if you can, watch your sugar intake, because that also can affect your mood.
Absolutely.
And then I guess those would be the main things: taking care of your eating well, exercising. If you can find a little bit of time for yourself, and then time for just meditation or prayer.
And sometimes even if you can't step away, including them in that, right? Like if you're gonna sit and do breathing exercises or a little stretch, maybe doing it along with them to help them, to share that experience together as well.
That's a very good point, really, because like with my dad, sometimes, when I'm wanting to stretch or deep breathe, just to kind of relax myself if we're going through a little bit of a struggle in our communication, lifting my arms up and then, asking him to follow me or singing along with him in a chamorro song. It kind of lessens the stress. You become a little bit more relaxed.
Right.
And then you kind of start at a point where you're both a little bit more at ease and not.
So it is kind of like a timeout, because you're distracting from whatever the chaotic moment is, and it's like, okay, we're gonna do this for, it's kind of like a reset.
Right. And I think it's important for the caregiver to remember that you have to take that time, because if you end up getting sick, then it's going to be harder on both of you and the caring of that individual who really needs that support.
Absolutely.
So it's crucial that you care for yourself.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not until you're in these groups that you hear other people's stories of having two jobs and still having one parent at home that they're looking after. So it's really the empathy, just that you feel for people who can't necessarily, don't have the resources to have someone, to hire someone to help them. So in closing, is there anything else you'd like to share?
It's a journey. It's a journey. I don't think I ever, visualized my parents getting older, but never having to deal with some of the changes that they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so I find it valuable, even though it has been quite stressful sometimes, valuable, and also changing my attitude. And it's really taught me, if anything, a lot more patience and understanding, and like you said, an appreciation for where they're at in life.
Mm-hmm.
Because reminding myself that I will get older also, and I would want someone to have the same empathy for me if I'm going through some of the issues that they're going through. So that's what I would, if anything, I'd like to, end with.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your wealth of information, and coming from the seat of, or wearing the hat as a nurse as well as a family caregiver.
You're so welcome.
And we'll share some of the resources that we spoke about. Thank you again. My name is Claire Calvo. I'll see you next time on your Weekly Renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.